All right, we're good to go. Questions in the room? Go for it.
Okay, Jack was named starting quarterback.
Yeah, I think when you look at the entire group, we feel like we have three guys that can help us win games right now. At the end of the day, we're looking for consistency, and we're looking for guys that are consistent day in and day out with not only what we're trying to do offensively, but it's in the mission of the program. And, look, it was a very competitive battle. It was a very competitive camp, spring ball, summer workouts. All three guys poured a lot into it. But at the end of the day, we just felt like, that consistency from Jack gave him the nod here to go ahead and start.
What was that conversation like with Jack?
Have you met Jack? All right. Well, look, he's excited. He came here for a reason. He's put in all the work. He's done everything we've asked of him and more. But Jack keeps it pretty close to the chest. He's a guy that's very poised and very thoughtful in how he reacts. And, he's excited. He's eager for his opportunity. He was very conscious of making sure that he talked to the other quarterbacks as well, so that he was able to keep the cohesiveness in the group, which, look, I'm very fortunate. We have unbelievable guys in the group, from Jack Coan to Drew Pine to Buckner, all the way down to Cole Capon, who's a walk-on senior. So, Jack was excited, but he was also poised and wanted to make sure that, look, this is still a group effort. We're going to need everybody to help us win games. And, he did a nice job of keeping that cohesiveness together.
Whereas Tyler kind of grew the most since the spring, obviously, you got last season to play, but whereas his game kind of descended to.
Yeah, I think Tyler this camp has, look, we put him in some situations where we're moving the ball or it's live bullets. And I think the speed in which he's able to process things and go through his reads has been a progression for him. That's something that comes with time. You certainly see a more comfortable player than he was in the spring. And look, we're going to continue to chip away at his improvement and get him ready to help us win games. And we're very excited with the progress he's made. But again, I can't overemphasize enough just how much the group as a whole has taken a step forward, how much progress the whole group. And again, like I said, we feel like we really have, three guys preparing the right way.
And then what's the value of having Jared Patterson at center with the quarterback that's kind of first time?
Yeah, I think Jared, obviously, look, he's a captain for a reason. He's a guy that we've leaned on for a while now. When you have a veteran presence up there up front, he's able to communicate and he's able to make sure people are on the same page. And, that continuity goes from the line to the quarterbacks. And Jared's really where that thing starts for us.
What do you expect to hire the rest of the next season?
Look, I think from the top down, our running back position is as strong as it's ever been. And Kyren's really the heartbeat there. The special thing about Kyren is he doesn't really get satisfied. He always wants to do more. He always wants to continue to push himself, push his teammates, and find new ways to improve his game. So, we're looking to Kyren to continue to step up, be a leader, which he's, done a great job of. And, as much as he can handle on his plate, he's going to get handed to him.
What do you expect for Kevin Austin to chance to actually show off this season?
Yeah, I mean, I was just even 2 days ago, the joy we have for Kevin right now, from Coach Kelly all the way down to the players, is endless. I think there's a guy who's gone through a lot in his career here, has found a way to persevere, and now is able to put himself in a position to have a great year. He's worked hard to get back. He's worked hard to be in the position he's at. And my joy to see Kevin out there doing what he loves has been nothing short than special for us.
Looking, Dave's had an impressive day out there.
Yeah, I don't know what day of the week it is.
Has he kind of done that throughout the course of camp? And I was kind of as well.
Yeah, I think both freshman backs have come in and done a nice job. The biggest thing is they're really not disruptive into the process of running a play. The mental side of things for a couple of guys that weren't here for spring practice, but for them to come in and mentally really pick it up, that allows the flashes of their ability to show. And so the thing I'm most proud about is how they came in mentally, and they were able to understand and process what we're doing, and that's allowed them to go play fast and execute at a high level.
How important is it to get some of these guys and name these guys, and then they started in just a couple of weeks till Florida State?
Yeah, I think each situation is different, right? When Coach Kelly and I had the chance to have a conversation and come to a decision, we felt like whoever the quarterback was going to be, let's put him in a position to go be the guy for a few weeks, right? And we felt like that was an important step for whoever the quarterback was going to be. And, when Coach and I made that decision, we wanted to give us 6 practices in spring and look at the entirety of this evaluation period and give guys equal chances to go out there and fight for the job. And all 3 have done really nice things for us. And it's Jack right now, and the consistency level has been big for him.
How have you seen Michael Mayer grow from year 1 to year 2?
Look, like we had to remind ourselves as a staff, he's still a freshman, coming through his first year. It's his first real off season outside of the limitations COVID presented. You see him extremely vocal out there, which is great to see. He pushes guys, he pushes himself. There are very few people in the country that we're going to be able to match up one-on-one. And I think Mike is continuing to find nuances within his route tree and with the ability to get open and continue to push others around him to match his level of focus day in and day out.
Not your side of the ball, but have you gotten a chance to talk to Myron?
Yeah, I reached out to Mai when, the tragic news came. And look, he's a guy that's given a lot to our program. And I mean, that's a nightmare situation for any kid. And our heart goes out to him. He's got a family here that loves him very much, a family here that is going to be very supportive of him. And all we can do is give him our best and be a support system for him whenever he gets back. But, obviously it's important that he's with his family during this time. And our heart, our thoughts, our prayers, everything goes to Myron in these tough times.
We've seen some pretty good offensive line when you played here, and obviously when you think back, where does kind of Blake Fisher stand as a freshman with some of those guys that you finished with?
Yeah, look, Blake's a talented young man. I mean, his ceiling is pretty dang high. I don't love to compare guys all that much, but he shows a rare ability to be that big and athletic. And we're going to continue to push for the consistency and the understanding and the grit it takes to play at this level.
You mentioned earlier, Kyren's never satisfied with his game. How does he build on such a strong season last year with so many moving parts from last year to this season?
Yeah, I think it's our job to find new ways to get him, touches. It's our job to put him in a bunch of positions to be successful. He's eager for more. I think there's some plays out there that he wishes that he could have finished. And I think that's somewhere that, he's really emphasizing, I don't want to get tripped up. I want to make sure I can rip through those. And another offseason with Coach Bayless certainly helps. And, Kyren looks hungrier than ever.
What has impressed you with Freeman's defense so far for camp?
There is an intensity that they play with. I think it comes from Coach Free and the message that he delivers day in and day out. They are tenacious to the ball. They are constantly trying to force takeaways, constantly trying to be disruptive on the football. They're extremely multiple, which presents a lot of challenges for an offensive side of the ball. But it's been a fun battle going back and forth with Free this camp. And I think, his and I relationship is in a place where, we're really comfortable with one another, and we feel like we have a great back and forth in terms of, working together to make sure that both sides of the ball are getting some of the things that they need.
Hop into Zoom real quick. Greg Logan, you're up next. Feel free to go ahead.
Coach, can you just say what you think the key was to Jack's adjustment to a whole new program after this transfer process? What allowed him to take control the way he apparently has?
Yeah, I think Jack put his head down and worked, right? Like the most successful transfers we've had in this program have come in, worked first, and then started to, figure out what their role was going to be. I think Jack earned the respect and trust of his teammates the moment he stepped foot here with the way they saw how he worked. And then, like I said, there was just a consistency in the way he approaches day in and day out. And, we're very fortunate that he's here.
One more question from Zoom. Glenn Clark, you're up next.
Tom, in terms of Jack's game, where have you seen the biggest improvement?
Yeah, I think the footwork part of it, and that's pretty technical, but, every system's different. Every coach, every place coaches things a little bit differently. And, the constant push for him right now is the feet within the pocket, getting balls out on time, being ready to throw, being ready to react. And that's something every day that we're drilling with him, and something that, for a kid that's, played a lot of football, he wants to continue to get better and he wants to do things the right way. And so he's been fun to coach, and just like the whole group has, they all have things individually that we're trying to work on. And, each guy is taking a step forward and trying to better themselves.
Time for one more question in here. I think everyone's good. All right, Tom, you're all set.
Thanks.
Katie next.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Should be next, down here. If I remember correctly, Jack. Yeah. What's up, Jack?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good, good.
Good. All right, we're doing a little hybrid, so we're gonna do questions from the group first, and then we'll finish up with questions on Zoom. So feel free to look at them while you're answering their questions, and then it's the computer when Zoom comes through.
Sounds good.
You ready to go?
Ready?
All right,
Thank you.
questions to the room.
All right, you were named QB1. How does that feel?
It feels amazing. I mean, it's just a dream come true. I mean, never in a million years did I think I'd end up here after going to Wisconsin, and I'm just so unbelievably thankful for this opportunity, and it's not something I'm going to take lightly.
Did you have this in mind when you transferred here?
I mean, yeah, I obviously want to come in and help the team as much as possible and hopefully play. So, yeah, it was definitely one of my goals.
What do you think about your game stood out to make you starter?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I'd say I just try to work as hard as I could every single day and make good decisions on the field. I mean, we got a great group of quarterbacks here that have all supported me so much and helped me along the way. So I got to give a lot of credit to those guys as well.
You've been going to the Bill Sims camp, working with him a lot throughout your career. How has that helped you?
It's been great. I mean, he's taught me a lot about throwing the football and just about the game and, just about, your mindset going into games. He's such a great guy. He's a real guy, a tough guy. So he's definitely been, very influential for me.
When did the coaches tell you, and kind of what was that conversation like that you were going to start?
Yeah, I mean, they basically told me yesterday, just that I was a starter, and they expect me to keep getting better each and every day. That was pretty much it.
Since you've gotten here, have you heard from any former Notre Dame quarterbacks? Kind of what they said to you?
Yeah, I've only talked to Ian, a few times since he's been around, and he's been super nice to me. He's definitely set a very high standard for the quarterbacks here, and I'm looking to follow him and be like him.
After about 20 practices at Notre Dame, I guess, what's kind of your level of confidence in the receivers? I guess where's your chemistry at this point?
Yeah, I feel really confident in all the receivers. I think we got some really good guys and, a ton of depth too. I think the whole receiving corps is a group of guys that, have a chip on their shoulder and have something to prove each and every single day. And they're a great group.
You got a chance to help the Kyren.
Yeah, I mean, I've kind of been giving him a space right now, but my thoughts and prayers are with him and his family, and we're looking forward to getting him back.
How great is that? It's not over there anymore. Jared Patterson at center for you. Controlling.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, to have a guy like him in front of me, he's one of the best centers in the country, if not the best center. So I know my front's definitely going to be protected. He's a great leader for the offensive line and the offense as a whole. So he's always getting everyone on the same page and getting us ready to play. So he's a special player in person.
How has your relationship with Tommy Rees grown throughout the spring and summer?
Yeah, it's grown a lot. I mean, I kind of came here after talking with him only once or twice on the phone, so I didn't really know a lot about him. So just getting to know his personality and his coaching style, the things he looks for when we're out on the field, has been great, and it's going to continue to grow and get better, and we're going to continue to progress our relationship.
You've obviously played with some pretty talented players throughout your time. What separates Kyren Williams from maybe some of the other talented players?
Yeah, I'd say just his mindset. I mean, he's one of the most competitive dudes, I've ever been around. And, he's a guy that has no fear, doesn't care who's out there. He's going to go do what he does. And he's just got a dominant mindset. So he's unbelievable to play with.
Obviously, the expectations for Notre Dame are always pretty high. What would your message be to Notre Dame football fans?
I'm not really sure. I mean, I know this team is very hungry. A lot of guys with a chip on their shoulder and a lot to prove. And we're going to work as hard as we can every single day and just take it one day at a time.
Any other questions down here? Any questions? Oh, we got one for Zoom. Len Clark, you are up next.
Jack, I know the focus right now is on Florida State, but obviously the game at Soldier Field against Wisconsin had to go through your mind.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not really thinking about that right now. I know a lot of people have been asking me about it. I mean, we got Florida State first, but to be honest with you, we have tomorrow's practice first. You can't look too far ahead. You've got to take it one day at a time, and I got to continue to get better and get more comfortable in this offense.
All right, now Greg Logan, you're up next.
Jack, Greg Logan from Newsday on Long Island. Just wanted to know, you know, it's a difficult process to transfer and go through the adjustments that you had to make with a whole new program and especially in your role. Can you just describe what was most difficult about it and what do you think has been the key to making the transition?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a tough transition. You know, you kind of go from a place in Wisconsin where you're sort of one of the main guys. You know everyone in the program. You know, from the strength staff to the players to the food staff. Like every single person, top to bottom, they know you. You know them well. So it's sort of like you walk in there and it's your home every day. You're comfortable with everybody and things like that. You know, your friends are there and everything. Then you come to a place here and basically you know nobody, and you're kind of starting from scratch again, trying to prove yourself to everyone again. So yeah, I'd say the biggest thing was just, you know, trying to talk with guys and get more comfortable with them and just, you know, try to have a very hard work ethic and show how hard I work every day.
Aside from your other quarterbacks, who would you say you're the closest to and has helped you transition?
The closest what?
Who would you say you're closest with in the program besides the quarterbacks?
Yeah, I'd say a group of guys I've actually hung out a lot with around the defensive side of the ball. They lived in the same spot as me. So when I first got here, I sort of linked up with them early. Was JD Bertrand, Jack Kaiser, Isaiah Foskey, and Alex Ernsberger. And that's just a great group of guys that, you know, sort of have a similar mindset to me and all the stuff they do and think about. So it's been great being with them.
Good in the room? All right, Jack, we're good. You're gonna have to Katie and Robbie next.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't know who's coming. What's up, Avery? How you doing?
Well, how are you?
Good. We're doing a little bit of hybrid here, so we'll take questions from the room first, and then we'll finish off with
My
Zoom.
goodness.
Ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, room, go ahead.
How did it feel to be named the captain?
I mean, ultimate honor, ultimate pleasure. I feel like if you would have told me I'd have been captain literally a year ago, any time before that, I would have been like, you're blind. It's not. I don't believe it. I didn't see it happening. Just it's crazy how things unfold. It's crazy how when you stick to process, be the same person every day, just continue to work hard. What things can unfold for you. So.
What do you think it is about your game and your leadership ability that has you earning this captain?
I think from the beginning, just the way I was raised, I've always done things or taken pride in doing things the right way. Taking pride in being the same guy every day, taking pride in doing things right. taking pride in my own work and accountability, cleaning up after myself, little things, speaking to people in the Goog. It's just until like last year, until I could prove myself in the field, I feel like I didn't really have a voice, you know what I mean? Because we come here to play football. So like in the locker room, of course, I'm friends with everybody on the team. There's always camaraderie there. But I felt like on the field, I didn't really prove myself in my own head. It could have been completely myself, but in my own mind, I felt like I wasn't there yet to be a captain. I didn't have that voice because I didn't establish my presence on the field, establish myself as somebody that they could depend on inside those lines. So.
What made you kind of stick with it after the first couple of years and you're playing every position possible to kind of have your breakout moment last season and you want to continue that this year?
I feel like it comes down to resilience and perseverance. Went through some things growing up, so it's like quitting was never really an option. When I got here, I definitely didn't expect it to go the way it did. By no means did I expect my time here to be the way it was, but I just took it and went with it. And I feel like, if I can remember correctly, it was after like my sophomore spring game, when like a flip just switched and I was just like, you know what? Well, no, it was after my junior year spring game when I was playing defensive back. I was really frustrated and didn't know what to do, didn't know if I should leave, didn't know if I should stay, but I was just like, you know what? I had a long prayer and I was like, I'm just gonna take every day by itself, every day, treat every day like its own day and try to get better every single day. And 2 years later, man, that here I am. So it's crazy how it all worked out.
What was kind of your mom's reaction when you told her that you were named captain?
She was taking my little sister up to college, but she was just super excited. She was calling me, yelling like, "Oh, congrats, congrats!" And it's a really special moment.
And then what have you kind of seen from the young receivers throughout the game?
A lot of promise. I think they're super talented. All three of them, from Lorenzo to JT to Dion, they're all really talented. They've been dealing with injuries, but we've seen a Dion a lot lately, and he's looking like he has tremendous upside. So like I'm excited to see him moving forward, especially the more and more he develops.
And then what do you kind of see from Jack in the last 2 practices that he's
Jack is consistent, even like from the spring, from the moment he got in, we can see his work ethic. We can see how much it really meant to him. I remember talking to him when he first came here because we were in the same recruiting class, and he was like, "Man, you got you were the quarterback here, and this is my dream school." And I was like, "Jeez, it's crazy how it all works out." You know what I mean? So, but Jack, he came in here every day. He's working. He's the same guy. He's not afraid to say something if something's not the way he wants it. I think the biggest thing is that he's the same guy every day, and I really appreciate that. There's no really highs and lows. It's kind of like me in the sense of like we're very even keeled, and he's ready for the moment. I've never seen him shook. I've never seen him nervous. He's just ready to go at all times. So like I really respect that about him.
What excites you about this offense?
Everything about it excites me. I feel like every area, regardless of what, like I don't pay attention to like what media says, but like regardless of what's going on, I'm really excited. I feel like from outside wide receiver to tight end to even the inside the box, and we all know our running backs are spectacular. So like I'm super excited. I feel like we're gonna get a really, really fun team to watch this season.
On your list of accomplishments, where does being a Notre Dame captain kind of rank for you?
Accomplishments up there, definitely top 3, I believe. So up there with graduating, which I graduated this, so it's definitely up there.
All right, we're gonna go to Zoom. Len Clark, you're up next.
Avery, as a captain, what is the one message that you really want to send to the freshmen or the players who have not seen a lot of time on the gridiron?
Trust the process. Trust the process. I feel like I don't want to step on too many toes, but I feel like this new generation is like instant gratification. You really want something, you want to. They're coming in and they just want to play immediately, and they don't really want to be developed. That's why you see a lot of people transferring and things along that nature. But I feel like if you just stay down, you trust the process, you buy into what we're doing here, you buy into the traits and things along that nature, and you really work hard, you really work towards something, I feel like in the end it's even greater. You know what I mean? So it's like really working towards something is something that in the end, when it actually pays off, you feel better than if you were to step into a role and it was just handed to you from the jump.
Any other questions? All right, you're all set, Avery. Appreciate
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, Avery. All right, Jared, you're up next. We're doing a little bit of hybrid, so questions in the room first, and then we'll finish up with Zoom. You can feel free to look at them first, and then you can look at the camera when they have Zoom questions. Ready to go?
Yep.
All right, room, go for it.
All right, how did it feel to be the captain?
It's definitely exciting. I think, for myself, it's really just like an honor and privilege, to be named captain, especially the offensive line. Like my freshman year, Bars and Musty, and then past 2 years Rob Hainsey. So kind of following in line with those guys and generations before. It's pretty exciting.
Did you talk to any of them last night to kind of get an idea of what you can do now?
Not yet, because I think they're all busy with the preseason and stuff and traveling, so I haven't been able to talk to them.
How do you feel being able to stay at center this year?
It's definitely exciting for me. I would have played. I told coaches, I would have played anywhere, but for me, I think center is where I would have been best at. And for myself, my goal this year is to be the best in the country at it.
How are you working to build the chemistry with center or Jackson?
I think it's just repetition. Just hang out with him at training table, watching film. I think really that's just the biggest thing, and he's done a great job this summer. He really stepped it up, and he's really helped lead the offense as a guy we can count on.
How has we all know how the NIL process has been for you guys in the offensive
Yeah.
line, but can you talk to us a little bit about all of it?
Yeah, so it kind of started. Bill Krause, the founder of Mission Barbecue, kind of just reached out to us, and he had worked like Liam and Rob when they did their draft parties and kind of catered them, and he said he wants to work with us, and it's pretty much free barbecue whenever. We're gonna start. I think during the season we're gonna start going there as a whole unit and eating, and then next thing you know, these other companies will start reaching out, to send us stuff, and it's been definitely pretty cool to kind of get everyone on it, like the walk-ons and younger guys. So I think it's something special. It really shows how great the O-line culture is here.
You were committed to Arizona State at one point.
Yeah.
Did you ever expect all this to kind of happen? Playing center after being recruited as a tackle, being captain, all this.
You told me 3.5 years ago I'd be playing Notre Dame, being a captain my third year at center. I probably would have said you're crazy. But just how it worked out now, I'm definitely extremely grateful, and it's really just been a blessing.
You've seen a lot of good young offensive linemen here. What kind of separates Blake and Walker from some of the other guys that have been here?
I think really when they came in, they just kind of embraced the process and kind of attacked every day, and everything we tell them that they need to work on, they do it immediately. And for Josh and I, it's been really exciting to have them. The young guys too, Pat, Joe, and Caleb, they've all done a really good job coming in, and it's really an exciting young group. I think they all have really bright futures.
And then what's kind of impressed you across the ball on the defensive line so far?
I'll say first, Coach Freeman, that defense scheme, it's gonna be definitely a lot different. I think who's having monster years, Kurt Heinisch, and it's the same with Howard Cross, especially those two guys, a nose guard and this defense, they're really gonna thrive. I think really just we have really good leadership in all aspects. We look at the quarterback room, we have Jack and Drew, running backs, we have Kyren, Mike at tight ends, we have AD, at the receivers, and Josh and I on the offensive line. So I think really overall we have such strong leadership all over the ball that's really going to help us this year.
What do you think it's going to take for this year's offensive line to kind of meet the expectations of what it means to be a Notre Dame offensive line?
I think really it's that physicality. That's the biggest thing Coach Rees been hard pressed on this fall camp, and I think that's something we showed a lot of, last year, and same thing this year. We're going to play really physical and just take it to other teams.
Definitely a lot of moving parts across the offense. But how nice is it for you guys to know that Kyren is the guy that's going to be carrying?
Yeah, it's definitely exciting. Kyren, he's just full of energy, just like straight juice, man. That's what we call him. And to have that guy back there running, he definitely makes us look good sometimes, make guys miss and run through tackles. But he's really a special player and even a better person off the field.
All right, we'll go to Zoom. Len Clark, you're up next.
Jarrett, as a captain, responsibilities on the field and off, can you describe your leadership style and what your goals are as a captain will be this year?
I think really just, especially in the offensive line room, going around the whole team, just following the same standards we have set, every day. Coach Kelly talks about the traits, obviously, and we follow those things. But it's really, we see something, when a guy's doing something he shouldn't be doing, or, guys cheating a rep, or, not touching the line, you kind of tell them and just, having that discipline all over, on and off the field.
Any other questions? All right, we're good, Jared. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I had to take the bar because he was doing this.
Kyren, what's up, man?
What up, everybody?
How you doing?
Good.
Good. We're doing a little bit of hybrid, so we'll do questions in the room first, and then we'll finish up with Zoom.
What am I looking at?
So you're looking at them while they're asking questions, and then you look to the Zoom when they ask questions. All right, you good to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, room, go ahead.
Great. How did it feel to be the captain yesterday?
It was a blessing. It was a blessing for sure because like I told the team, is my freshman year. I got redshirted, and I never would have imagined that I'd be in this position I am now, being a team captain at Notre Dame. That's something I definitely never thought I would get to this point in my life. And now that I'm here, I worked for every single bit of it. I know I deserve it. And I'm just gonna keep leading this team the way that they need to be leaded, so that we can come out on top on everything.
You are a younger captain now. How does it feel to kind of be given that role considering you still have some extra time?
Yeah. So that is something I try to tell myself, that I am still young, but like my mental, I feel so old kind of, because I've been here. I got some years under my belt, and I've been around people. I've been around leaders. I've seen Jalen. I've seen Alohi. I've seen how those guys led the team when I was here my freshman year. So I followed the leaders. So like I just know, like I was always meant for this. It's just I had to work for it. I had to work to switch my mindset, my ability to lead the team, and I just had to do the things that the team needed me to do so that I could lead them for sure.
What have you been working on in the off season to improve your game this year?
This year is really keying on the details as a running back, it's coming out the backfield as a pass, being able to set up second level defenders, being able to see where my cut is before the ball is even snapped, reading the difference between a 3 and a 4, 3 or 4 down defense. But it's just little things such as like blitzes and little things I'm trying to just get detailed on, so like I can take my game to the next level and being able to recognize holes before they're even there, and knowing like where am I going to go, where am I going to bounce, where am I going to run at.
You played with Ian and now Jack as a starting quarterback. Is there any similarities for you that you've seen with them?
They're both natural leaders. You wouldn't think that Jack, coming from Wisconsin, that he would step in and be the leader that he is, but Jack has come to work every single day with the same leadership, and he's been consistent. That's the biggest thing with Jack, is like he doesn't show up one guy one day and another guy a different day. Like he always is going to be that guy. He's always going to hype you up. He's behind me in the FSA, and every day he's screaming to Alex to just hype him up, to get him ready for practice. So I know Jack, he's a natural leader, and I'm excited to go to work with him and be able to work with him this season.
What has the name, image, and likeness process kind of been for you? And if there's any company or any deal that you could have, which one would you have?
It's been smooth. I signed with Rosenhaus Sports. There's been a lot of opportunities on the table that I have reached from NIL. But one thing that we were talking about yesterday is one deal that I was going to try to look out for is a scooter deal, because now that we're living on campus in the dorms, I had to walk to the Goog, and I'm like, dang, I don't want to walk everywhere that I have to go. So a nice scooter deal, like a fast scooter, that'd be fun to do. Just because like, even if I have a scooter, I'd be able to just go around campus and not have to get ticketed on my car and all of that. So it saves a whole lot of problems if I just get a scooter.
What do you think separates this year's offense? Obviously, it's still early, but from last year's offense?
I just say different guys. We're young. I wouldn't say young, but we're not as old. We're not experienced as we were last year. But that doesn't mean anything. It's better because we're learning. So those mistakes that we do make, we don't let them happen again. So as an offense, we have those old guys, we have those young guys, and the mixture of it that's what's really keeping us going, because those young guys, they're still learning everything. So that helps to get the older guys be those leader, be in those positions to lead them, so that when their number's called, it's time for them to go. They know what they do because you've taught them, you've been through it, you went through it with them. And so it's kind of like, it's fun because you can just step up as more of a leader.
What have you kind of seen from the young freshman running backs so far?
They're ready. They're excited. They're ready to work. I know each and every day, Logan and Audric, they're making plays in practice. I know that they have a lot of potential, but it's like a lot of freshman running back, they just trying to get to the hole too fast, or just moving too fast. So once they work on that patience, they're going to be really great backs. I'm excited for what they do this year, because I know they're gonna light it up with all the explosives, and they've been doing it so far. So, like I said, I'm just really excited for them too to take over and just be those guys that they want to be.
And then obviously you can't name names, but on the recruiting show, obviously kids have kind of raved about talking to you. I think you take pride in being able to sell this place and school and everything like that.
Yeah, because like when I was a freshman, I didn't know much about Notre Dame. I didn't even know what Notre Dame was at. I just knew that Notre Dame had the gold helmets and they were good. So like now that I'm a junior here and I'm able to still do like official visits and take people on official visits, I'm showing them the campus. I'm showing them little details that makes this campus so unique. showing them what to do around South Bend, like what we do as football players. And I just feel like just being able to like explore and show this campus, like it has so much historic memory and like present day memory that it's just fun. It's fun for me to do because it allows me to like also have a pull in the recruiting class to what comes next and stuff. So it's definitely fun. Fun to keep going and it's fun. Yeah.
Coming into this season, how helpful is it to have that college football playoff experience?
It's very helpful. We played the number 1 team in the nation. We played the national championships of last year. So being able to play Bama and being able to experience that was very great. It was very useful. Very useful because we know where we have to be to beat the best team in the nation. We know what we have to do. We know what we have to lock in on to be able to beat the best team in the nation. And we know when it comes to games like that, it's all about detail. You can't mess up on one play because that one play is going to come back to bite you later in the game. So we know when we get on big stages like that, it's all about detail and executing at the highest level.
With things somewhat getting back to normal vaccines and everything, how much does that help build the team chemistry that you can actually be in person and not be through a screen?
Yeah, it's huge. Even not even more on football, but more like the workouts we had this summer. This year we were able to have SWAT captains. So I was a SWAT captain, and me and Jack were SWAT captains. We had one team, and then we were able to go through workouts with each other. We were able to do those theme workouts with the SWAT team, and we were able to go through adversity, be able to fight adversity, and then make plans as a SWAT team while we were going through each workout. So it was great for a communication level, to be able to communicate with everybody on my team, from skill to big skill to D lineman. Like we had everybody. So those SWAT teams were just they're a big factor to this team and team camaraderie and like the leadership that we have.
And we'll wrap it up with a question on Zoom. Len Clark, you are up.
Kyren, can you talk about your improvement or your evolution in the backfield, catching the ball out of the backfield, as well as your blocking?
So catching the ball, I feel like I've always emphasized my game to I have to catch the ball. Like I've started out playing slot receiver in high school, so I've always been able to be able to run routes out the slot or out the backfield. But now it's really had to key on the details of those routes, being able to break at the right yardage, being able to catch the ball and turn with the run. And with blocking wise, I'm getting better each and every day with my blocking because not every rep is perfect. So I'm trying to make every single rep perfect. So when it comes to blocking, I know I have to stay low, shoot my hands, and have a good feet drive when it comes to contact. So those are things that I'm working each and every day on. Just trying to key on those details so that I can, in the game, I can do those things perfectly.
All right, we're all set. Thanks,
Thank
Kyren.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
You got it right, Matt?